Roger Federer, one of tennis's all-time greatest players, has recently announced his retirement from the sport he's graced for the past 2 decades. In the wake of Serena also announcing her retirement of late, Federer dropped the big news last week, but even his biggest fans might not know everything about the great Swiss player. Today, we're discussing the top 10 things you didn't know about Roger Federer, so stay with us. Let's get straight into it then. At 10, it's a family thing. When many expecting parents get the life-changing news that they're going to be parents, they often end up wondering or worrying what would happen if one baby they're expecting actually ends up being 2. Of course, the waiting period is a matter of weeks these days with the advancement of technology. And Roger and his wife know this exact feeling, twice over. The happy couple are parents to not 1, but 2 sets of twins. They have a set of girls, Maya and Charlene, as well as a set of boys, Leo and Lenny, which must be quite the experience. It also must be quite the challenge. It seems as though twins run in the Federer blood too, as his sister Diana is also mother to a set of twins. What are the odds? Give us a shout out below if you're a twin. At 9, it's his love of cows. Kind of. Stay tuned. When sports people win tournaments or achieve something special in their respective fields, they're often gifted some cool prizes, ranging from watches or top-of-the-range equipment. So, bigger things like cars or even a hefty paycheck really depends on the sponsor. So, it might surprise you to know that Federer has actually been gifted no fewer than 3 cows for various tournament wins over the course of his career. Back in 2003, a young Fed won his home Swiss Open tournament, so the organizers gifted him a milking cow called Juliet, of course. After winning the tournament again a decade later, his countrymen gave him another cow, this time called Desiree. I mean, someone needs firing for not calling it Romeo. A few years later, he was given another cow, again called Desiree, after winning the Swiss Open for a 3rd time. Let us know the weirdest thing you've ever won below. His mammoth sponsorship deal is coming through at 8. These days, any players worth their salt are kitted out head to toe in one sports giant or another's clothing, and our man Fed is no different. Back in 2008, he signed a huge deal with Nike, which would see him advertise their sportswear for the next decade, which I'm sure you guys all know. So what's special about the Swiss Legends deal? Well, quite simply, it's worth $120 million. The American giant understood the star power of Roger and were happy to sign off on one of the biggest tennis sponsorship deals of all time. The deal has also seen Federer and Nike launch their own line of sports apparel named, you guessed it, the Roger Federer Collection. What do you guys make of Federer's huge Nike contract? Give us your thoughts below. We're talking his love of pasta at 7. Stay with us. Everyone has their own favorite cuisine, and Roger Federer is no different. You might be aware that the legendary tennis player is a huge fan of Italian food and regularly travels to Italy to indulge in their awesome dishes. I mean, if you could just hop on a plane to grab a slice in Naples, you would, right? Federer loves Italian food so much that he even has yet another endorsement deal with Barilla Pasta. That's not all. The company is so proud of their link to the great man that their bosses have even signed off on a signature Federer noodle in the Swiss player's honor. I mean, you know you've made it when a pasta company decides to name one of their noodles after you. Have you guys tested Barilla Pasta's Federer-themed grub? Let us know how it is below. At 6, it's his future plans. When many stars of the game retire, some decide to open up their own tennis schools, whiling away their days teaching rich kids for big money. Some also decide to follow the tour as a fan, keeping track of the next Roger Federer to burst through the ranks. Others might decide that a career in the media is for them, analyzing big events or appearing as guest pundits on whatever channel is paying the most. But not our man Federer. When he finally hangs up his racket, the tennis wizard has revealed that he will more than likely cut tennis out of his life completely, often saying that he can live without it being a part of his life. Wow, what do you guys make of this? Federer's love of fashion is in at 5. You've probably noticed how the sport of tennis has moved from the all-white outfits of the past, with players turning up to the court in bright colors, and Federer is no exception. He's also known for being one of the sharpest dressers on tour when out and about off court too. In 2016, Roger was recognized for his services to fashion as GQ named him the most stylish man of the year. He also counts Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour as one of his close friends, so he can't exactly be dressing in bin bags with friends like that. Am I right? Which other tennis players do you guys see as style icons? Let us know below. We have his marketability at number 4. What makes a sportsman marketable, we hear you cry? Well, we would encourage you to simply look at Roger Federer. Given the fact that he's been one of the most dominant sports people of this century so far, and his iron will of never giving up, everybody wants a piece of him. In 2016, he was adjudged to be the most marketable athlete by London School of Marketing. His longevity and ability to come back from a seemingly dire situation, as well as his philanthropic endeavors, mean that many companies around the world just love Federer. In the 2010s, he was one of the most sought-after athletes on the planet for endorsement deals, which means he'll probably never be short of a few euros. Am I I right? Who do you guys think is the most marketable star today? At 3, it's his garage full of Mercs. Okay, the fact that a sports star has a garage full of top-of-the-range motors isn't really a big revelation, but it's how he gets them that you might not be aware of. As we previously mentioned, Federer is sought after by a who's who of Fortune 500 companies, and Mercedes are one of them. After becoming an ambassador for the company, Fred was handed the keys to some of their biggest and best motors. He keeps many of them on hand to drive day to day, including the E-Class Cabriolet, which would set you back a whopping $75,000 if you didn't happen to be an ambassador for the brand. Being the cool guy he is, Federer has surely helped Mercedes shift a few of their motors, so the partnership is mutually beneficial. Roger's other half is in at number 2. Of course, most Federer fans will be well aware of the fact that their hero is happily married to his wife, Mirka Vavrinec, whom he married 13 years ago in 2009. However, plenty of people have no idea that the Mrs. is actually a former professional tennis player herself. I mean, it must be great to have a practice partner always on hand to hit a few balls once both sets of twins have been taken care of, right? The pair met in Australia during the 2000 Olympics, as they were both representing Switzerland and spent the fortnight getting to know each other. And they must have both been impressed by what they saw, as they shared a romantic kiss on the final day of the games, and the rest, as they say, is history. Let us know how you met your other half below. And finally, at number 1, it's his multiple personalities. Okay, we don't mean he suffers from schizophrenia or anything like that. However, as a Swiss person, he is multilingual and has mastered numerous different languages. Bravo, Roger. Of course, this is a superb trait to have, but Federer has in the past spoken of how when he conducts interviews in different languages, he often creates characters or different personas in those interviews. I mean, it must be odd to conduct a whole interview in your second or even third language. Federer has attributed this phenomenon to being able to better analyze himself and claims that he's gotten to know himself a lot better because of it. I mean, whatever you have to understand what's going on between your ears. Am I right? What do you guys make of Federer's language skills? Let us know what languages you all speak in the comments below. As usual, thanks for stopping by today, and remember to join us again next time when we will be discussing all sorts of other cool bits and pieces. And why not do us a big favor by liking today's video while also sharing it with any Fed fans you might know of. Bye guys.